You are no bigger than a single grain of rice, barely visible against the desert dust. The moment you claw your way out of your mother's silken egg sac, the world slams into you with overwhelming force. You scramble upward, tiny legs trembling, and climb onto her broad, hairy back. Hundreds of your brothers and sisters pile on with you, forming a living, quivering blanket of tiny bodies. This is your first home. Your mother is fortress, transport, and protector all in one. For the next 7 days, you ride with her across the sun-baked grasslands and rocky outcrops of the American Southwest. Every time she moves, the world shakes. When she stops, you feel the heat of the sun on your microscopic back and the faint vibrations of distant danger traveling through her body into yours. Then, without warning, the signal comes. An ancient instinct ripples through the cluster. It is time to disperse. You and your siblings explode outward in every direction like sparks from a dying fire. For one brief, exhilarating moment you are free, racing across warm sand, tiny explorers in a vast and terrifying arena. The sky immediately answers with death. A roadrunner's dagger-like beak strikes the ground like a lightning bolt just inches away. The impact sends a shockwave through the dirt and leaves a crater the size of your entire body. Dust clouds erupt. One sibling vanishes in a blur of motion. Another is snatched mid. You sprint desperately for cover, your 8 tiny eyes wide with panic, heart pounding so hard it feels like it might burst. Columns of army ants march past like unstoppable armored tanks, their mandibles clicking. A sudden gust of hot desert wind flips you end over end, tumbling you helplessly across open ground, while sharp-eyed birds pluck your brothers and sisters from the dappled shadows. Welcome to day 1. You survive on raw instinct and sheer terror, but hunger soon burns hotter than fear. Your first hunting attempts are pathetic, clumsy lunges at flies that buzz away effortlessly, almost laughing at your desperate, flailing legs. Again and again, you miss. Failure becomes your harshest teacher, so you adapt. You learn to freeze, completely motionless, breathing slow and shallow. Your 8 eyes for large forward-facing ones for depth perception and for smaller ones for wide-angle detection pierce the twilight with astonishing clarity. The ultra-sensitive hairs on your legs turn you into a living radar dish, detecting the faintest vibrations of prey or predator moving through the dust and leaf litter. Then, in the golden light of late afternoon, success finally arrives. A plump, juicy fly wanders too close, its wings humming lazily. You wait, then launch. Your powerful legs propel you forward in a perfect arc. Fangs sink deep. You drag the prize under the shelter of a jagged rock and feast. The warm, metallic taste of victory floods your body. It feels like Thanksgiving. But even as you eat, your eyes and legs never stop scanning. One careless second in this world equals death. Months pass. You grow. Your once pale body now wears perfect desert camouflage, intricate patterns of mottled brown, gray, and tan that make you nearly invisible against dry leaves, cracked soil, and weathered bark. Ants are no longer automatic nightmares, though a determined swarm can still overwhelm you with sheer numbers and slicing jaws. Birds remain constant overhead threats. And that roadrunner? The feathered assassin continues to patrol your territory with ruthless efficiency, its long legs striding silently, its beak ready to strike without mercy. One blistering afternoon, something even worse appears. You feel it before you see it. A heavy, metallic presence that makes every hair on your body stand on end. A tarantula, hook, wasp, larger than you, armored in shimmering blue-black and fiery orange, wings humming like a miniature chainsaw. Its long antennae taste the air, hunting by scent as much as sight. You freeze instantly. The wasp locks onto you. It charges with terrifying speed. You run for your life, legs pumping furiously. You scramble up rough tree bark, claws scraping for grip, then hurl yourself into a narrow crevice beneath a moss-covered stone. The wasp's stinger strikes like red-hot lightning. Agony explodes through your exoskeleton as venom floods your system. Your legs spasm violently. For the next several days, every movement is pure torture, each step a battle against paralysis and pain. Yet you endure. You refuse to surrender. You are 1 year old. You have entered your prime. Hunting becomes poetry in motion. You prowl at dusk and under moonlight, when your vision is sharpest and most predators are half. You stalk crickets, moths, grasshoppers, and even small lizards with silent, calculated grace. No silk web for you. You are a true wolf spider, an active hunter, relying on explosive speed, raw power, and clever ambush tactics. Every successful kill strengthens your body and sharpens your skills. Every failure teaches you a new lesson in patience and timing. You encounter others of your kind. Some are fiercely territorial. Small but brutal battles erupt. Grappling legs, slashing fangs, torn urticating hairs, and cracked exoskeletons. You learn the art of calculated violence, when to press the attack, when to retreat. Scars accumulate, but so does hard-won wisdom. Then the season of mating arrives. A handsome male approaches, performing a cautious dance, his legs trembling as he sends careful vibrational signals. You respond in kind, subtle drumming that says, "I am interested, not hungry." One misstep in ancient instinct could turn this courtship into a fatal meal. But biology wins. You mate in a brief, intense union. He slips away afterward, never to be seen again. You don't mourn him. You carry something infinitely more valuable. A large, silk-wrapped egg sac, packed with hundreds of precious eggs, firmly attached to your abdomen. You transform into a relentless guardian. Hidden beneath a fallen leaf or inside a shallow burrow, you defend that silk ball with ferocious devotion. You fight off invading ants and other threats with a mother's unrelenting fury. A rare intensity among spiders. Your strength seems multiplied by the tiny lives depending on you. Weeks later, the miracle happens. Hundreds of miniature versions of yourself chew their way out of the eggs. They climb onto your back, just as you once did, covering you in a living, trembling carpet. A surge of primal pride washes through you. You have succeeded where countless others have failed. When the spiderlings finally disperse into the world, you return your focus to your own survival. You are nearly 2 years old now, an elder by wolf spider standards. Your body tells the story of a hard life. Patches of missing hair, bent and scarred legs, faded camouflage. Your reactions have slowed. Your once explosive jumps fall slightly short. Hunger gnaws at you constantly, yet you still hunt. You still fight. You still win more battles than you lose. One final golden evening, you spot a fat, juicy cricket rustling in the leaf litter. You gather every remaining ounce of strength for what may be your last great hunt. You creep forward, time the strike perfectly, and leap. This time, age betrays you by the smallest fraction of a second. The cricket leaps away into shadow. You stand motionless in the cooling twilight, breathing slow, tired, satisfied. You have beaten impossible odds, from a speck of life clinging to your mother's back to a battle-hardened matriarch who raised the next generation. In a world that offers no mercy and no second chances, the desert wind whispers through the dry grass. Somewhere out there, your offspring are already beginning their own dangerous, magnificent journeys. And as the sun dips below the red rocks of the American Southwest, painting the sky in fire, you finally rest small, fierce, scarred, and utterly extraordinary.